Lord Mayor before Boris Johnson, Ken Livingstone. Because I was so grieved when he stood in the mosque with his shoes off and he talked in the mosque during the election campaign. But he said this, I want to make London a beacon of Islam, Ken Livingstone, and I want everyone in London to hear the message of Islam. He said that in a mosque to get trading. Remember why Satan was thrown out of heaven? It says in Ezekiel, by the multitude of his tradings, he was thrown out of the mountain. He was going to trade, and you know that London is the economic head of the whole planet. So if London, as goes the head, so goes the body. So if London became a beacon of Islam, the whole world's financial systems come under the beacon of Islam. When I heard that, I knew that I could go in the courts because I was moved with grieving in my spirit, which for me meant I was invited to participate. What I did was I was going to go to my small council, my small court, which is in my heart with the Lord. And when I went to step into that place where I've seen him many times, I found I didn't go there at all. And this is where the wonder comes into the mystic realm, is you think you'll end up where you think you're going. Sometimes the Lord overrules it and it'll take you to a completely different place. And what happened was I was praying over my mum's house because that's where I can be alone. I was engaged in the presence of God, feeling it in my heart. I knew it was time to step in. I could feel that groaning, that longing. I stepped in. I went to make my case and I found I was sitting on a throne. And this was the amazing thing. Boris Johnson phased in front of me and Ken Livingstone. And I was allowed to release what happened. The Lord was standing over me. And I said, I remove the favor, I move it on to Boris, and I say, Ken Livingstone, this is the end of your career. Do you know what happened? I've got it all in the press. That day, 3% swing. He won the election. I've got photographs of Ken Livingstone crying, which for me were victory. The justice of God. The justice of God. And I've got the statement where he said that this is the end of me being in politics. Imagine if a generation starts to live in the Spirit. Synchronized in the head. It's not my will be done, it's your will be done. But we've got to be present. That was the whole story of Job. If you're not present, Satan gets his voice heard.